Welcome once again to this part 5 of the Mdda Straight Talk series, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to thank those of you who have followed us so diligently from the first Straight Talk series, which covered the general area of network marketing, direct selling, or multi-level marketing, whatever we sometimes people call it, and then covering the advantages, the disadvantages of the industry. And we went through to the education part and training, the importance of it. And we went through the code of ethics in particular, with showing people the importance of code of ethics in dealing with a business. And now we are here once again for this Straight Talk series number 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I must again make a disclaimer that this talk is totally for the purpose of educating the general public the true potential of and legitimate direct selling business, when we are not here to solicit or to sell any products or to promote or criticize any particular company. I must qualify that. Now, I would like to encourage those of you who have missed all those series that we have gone through to log in either in Facebook again or YouTube Live to view them, as I'm sure there are points that will have been brought up and by our guest speakers that somehow will impact the understanding of this misunderstood industry. Or better still, If you still think that you can help someone, please share with them. And by the way, there is a cash prize today to be won for the first 3 persons who share the most in either YouTube or the Facebook through the courtesy of Mdda. All right, you can win 100 ringgit, which, but today's standard is quite a lot of money in these challenging times. Now, perhaps series number 3 will attract more viewers as we are covering a very interesting and very subjective topic, covering the illegal pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes or so-called money games, so commonly used in the general public. These illegal schemes have caused so much trouble, so much where people lose millions and millions of ringgit, and it was headlines in a lot of newspapers once too often. Now, coming to think about it, isn't it all business talking about money games? Now look, there are the illegal part and there are the legal part. And today we are focusing in educating people on how to recognize an illegal Ponzi scheme. Now, to get your answers and understandings to the above subject, Mdda has specially invited 3 appropriate and knowledgeable professionals within their own field of their daily operations to share their experience of this very interesting topic. Now, firstly, let me welcome Professor Dato Sri Dr. Barani, Mdda Deputy President and CEO of Destina One, who is also the owner of this studio. That's why we are here today. And welcome, Dato Sri Barani. And of course, we have our special guest, Puan Kala Devi, Head of Legal Section Enforcement Division of the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. Welcome, Puan Kala. By the way, you have Tuan Fitri, who couldn't make it today. So we have even a legal advisor. Puan Kala is a legal advisor and a lawyer by profession who is coming here to share with us this interesting topic. And Puan Kala has been with the KPT and HEP for the past 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, welcome. And next, of course, we have another very special lady. People used to call him the Iron Lady. She is, of course, none other than Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Dato Sasikala Devi, Deputy Director, Investigation, Commercial Crime, Investigation Department, the Royal Malaysian Police in Bukit Aman, who has a very impressive track record in handling commercial crime, narcotics, including being awarded in 2014 the Iron Lady of Road Safety. Welcome, Dato. And by the way, I'm your host as usual. My name is Winston Wong. Now, let's start the ball rolling with Dato Sri Barani. Now, let's start with you, Dato Sri Barani. Being on the corporate side and private sector of the equation, why do you think people are still getting into these pyramid schemes and hearing or being advised that it will not last, it is a scam? And do you think that it is, how do you go through that they know this is an illegal scheme?
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. Okay, so like my opinion on this, people are aware that this is a quick risk scheme, illegal scheme, and they know that it is not a shortcut, honestly, but I can say they know that this is quickly it will disappear, right? The reason why people are looking for this kind of illegal money games, right? Because to solve their temporary problem, right? Because people are desperate, they want money immediately, right? To solve their current issues, right? So they always have this mindset where if I can make some quick money and I can have some income, right, on monthly basis, right, I can solve a lot of my problem, the current situation problem, right? Because survival, people still are in a survival mode, right? Because of this survival mode, they wanted to survive, so they wanted to earn something quick, and they want, even though they know, they are aware that this is illegal, and they know that this is a quick risk scheme, and they know that this is a very short-term system, right? but they don't bother about that. They don't bother about quick risk scheme, illegal or whatever. They only worry about their financial situation, and they wanted to solve their financial situation by involving into this quick. But if you ask me, Mr. Vincent, my personal opinion, I think people are creating sin lah. For me, I'll be very straightforward, because there are a lot of people which I know personally, right? They talk too big, and they always claim over too much of claim, saying that, oh, this is this, and you just put the money. Even the bank can't able to pay that much of interest, and they think that this quick risk scheme, just you put it 10,000 within 2 months or 3 months, you can able to get 20,000 or 30,000. I mean, too good to be true, right? They know, they are aware about it, but they don't bother. So basically, if people know and they don't bother about it, that means basically they are creating a sin. And the sin is basically not for them alone, it's going to carry to the entire generation, right?
Yeah. Well said, Dr. Sri. But I think in desperation, they may do it. But of course, there are certain portion of people who are doing it because of greed to a certain extent.
Right.
You see. Now, another question, Dr. Sri. Do you think there are people who have made it rich by doing such a illegal scam?
So far, if you ask me, there's no record. Okay, let me be very honest. Okay, whatever quick, it will end up quick also. Simple, right?
Yeah.
Whatever quick, it will end up quick also, right?
Like we say, easy come, easy go.
Easy come, easy go, right? So that's why if you see quick risk scheme, okay, there is no record, there is no achievement, there is no nothing that people have achieved in this quick risk scheme, right? People have made $1 million in quick risk scheme. No, only a real direct selling network marketing concept. There are record, there is a proven track record there. Direct selling have created many millionaires around the world, right? But not quick risk scheme.
Granted. Of course, these people, they know it's very short term, but they still want to go in purely because they were desperate, some of them. Yeah.
Survival, basically.
Survival.
Survival.
Yeah. Now moving to you, Puan Kala. I believe the Enforcement Division of the Ministry of Domestic Trade have their hands full, 2 years back, where there are endless complaints from the general public who have lost their money in these such schemes, right? Can you please tell us on a legal aspect, what are the procedures that need to be taken before the Enforcement Division file a charge or prosecute somebody, even a company or individual? What are the
genuine direct quickly come forward. There are various ways of so that filtered accordingly first. So this basis when it's scheme, automatically it will come to the what happens is first also will still the rate will go down to some really falls at yes. There are also certain commission, police. So when it comes to those kind of schemes, there are also companies. So when we just forms that those are other related. Also do kind of of the power that things are not straightforward. Evidence or whatever complaints of then put up the case, what proof that, you know.
Oh, so in other words, your enforcement people will be in plain clothes, incognito, visit a company, sit there in the event, and listen to the speakers, see how they present it.
That was maybe I joined years ago. I
Okay.
think now what we work just get in by virtue of that, get a login ID,
Mm-hmm.
and we go in and how the money.
Okay. So will there be enough evidence when you file a charge? That is important.
Yeah, unless the school,
Yeah.
the public or until our evidence.
Yeah. So for the general public, for those of you who are tuning in today, I hope that you take stock of what Puan Kala have just said. There will be officers who will be watching the movements of the industry and taking care of. You see, the thing is that, ladies and gentlemen, by and large, KPDN, HEP, or whatever government agency is to protect the consumers from being cheated. And I think in Malaysian context, we have done a very good job in that. Even though in Malaysia, particularly in Penang, there are so many get-rich-quick schemes and money games and all these companies cropping up here and there, I mean, well, that is one area which I don't feel proud to be a Penangite. I'm from Penang. Okay, but anyway, that is one area. That's why we want to share with people. And is there anything that you want, any one of you want to share? Dr. Sri, what have you got to say with Puan Kala's comment?
Basically, I mean, that's true actually. Before we charge anybody, we should have proper proof, evidence, and all this. Otherwise, the case will be dropped. Okay? Even I still remember I helped KPDN in one case in 2012, right? I really go after the company. I brought back the directors of the company from Australia, right, and face the challenge here, right, with KPDN. I really helped KPDN to bring up the matter, and like until the security guard of the company was the evidence for us, right, for that case, because the security guard used to tell us, right, the company, right, used to put about 5-10 million ringgit, and the security guard used to sleep on top of that ringgit just to take care of that money.
Wow.
Right? And the general manager of the company used to every night, midnight, around 12, 1 o'clock, right? The GM used to come. They used to pack the money. They have to load it in the van and all this.
This was in Australia or in Malaysia?
No, it is actually Malaysian company. Company. There's
okay.
a AGL one.
With
Right?
AGL license?
With AGL license. Right. The company was doing good, but after few years later, then there is an issue lah. Right. So they start up with this quick scheme, money games.
Okay,
Right.
okay. Now let's move on. Now moving to you, Dato' Sasikala. Taking the points from Puan Kala, are there any SOPs or any baselines that the Commercial Crime Division of the police force will pursue the case in any open investigation? Now, I haven't seen in the newspapers where we have groups of people standing in front of the police station, showing their press report, showing their grievances, So what happens next? After these people show their paper reporting to the police, what happens next? Just for the sake of our general public.
police lodge what happened? That criminal once powers to call what this what is what is simple terms how did you get work when is where whom did how much so all commercial whatever there is we should bring along the agreement bank slips probably contract notes bank deficit slips to show proof that a transaction has taken place that they have paid money to a so and so person in cash or they have paid money into a so and so bank account. So only then we will be able to evaluate what are the evidences available and where there is a basis for us to bring forward a charge against a subject person. What happens next is we also will inquire whether there are any other witnesses during those transactions that took place whereby we will be able to record statement from these witnesses. So this is how the process of investigation takes place.
Okay, wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are tuning in right now, a few things that you need to pick up, which is basically, number one, if you were going to be involved, you know, like what Dato Sri said, if you are in desperation, whatsoever, that you want to get involved, make sure that whatever you have, the documents, the bank-in slips, all those papers, keep them in a file, number one, and make sure that the police are able to trace the money trail, we call it, where the money have gone to, which bank account you have paid, etc., etc. Now,
very often or not, sorry, Mr. Wilson,
sorry?
very often or not, when the victim come to us, in their mind, their main aim is to recover their money.
Yes.
So this we have to put into the mind of our complainants that our role is basically to investigate a criminal offense.
Yeah.
We are not mediators between the complainant and the so-called subject for them to recover the money. But nevertheless, the victim or the complainant can take other measures. They could file a civil suit against the person or the company. Apart from saying this, we also have the Amlat Papua. In short, is the Anti-Money Laundering Act, whereby action is taken against the properties of the suspects. But this law is used what you call it considerately, depending on a case-to-case basis. So these are the measures that the police can take against another party based on the police report that is given to us.
Okay. Now, there are few authorities that the individual or the plaintiff, so to speak, or the victim, so to speak, where they can go to. But a lot of people, I'm sure, those of you who are tuning in, especially if you are a victim of such a scam, make sure that you are ready to go through it because you have been cheated. You want to get your money back. And of course, putting in the money is very easy. Taking it back, you have to go through a certain process. And you have to bear on and cooperate with the police that you have to go through the process of getting the evidence and going to the police station or Bukit Aman so that the prosecution can do up a case and you can also sue the whatever company that you need to get back your money. But most of the people, Dato, is that when they come to that, they only want to make back their money. They don't care about whatever happens, you see that? Yeah, they just want their money back.
Yeah, the sad part is sometimes they come to us too late. Probably the offense has taken place maybe 2 or 3 years before this, and by then we will not be able to assist them in probably in recovering the money through our law basically.
Yeah, yeah. So the best thing is stay away, okay? Stay away. Now, Dato Sri, do you have anything to add from Dato Sasikala?
I agree with what Puan Kala and Datuk Sasikala's comment, right? Because see, people, when they lost money, ultimately when they go to the authorities, right, like PDRM or KPDN enforcement, so their only concern is how I can get back my money. That's the only concern. The concern is not like we need to do something so the authority can go after them and charge this type of people so they don't cheat other people. That's not their concern. The concern is, can I get back my money back?
Yeah.
Right? So as though they invested the money to PDRM and KPDN, they're always going to question them, how can I get my money back? Right? So I believe that even though they know, they are aware that they involved into quick risk scheme, right? Still, when come to problem, they still go back and ask them, how to get my money back, right? But before that, if you ask them, they know, oh, this is about 1 year plus only program. Make sure we quickly go in, make the money, and then we disappear. They don't bother about their people, the people that they introduce, because they are the one who introduce more people below them, you see?
Yes.
So they don't bother about them. Let me share one case, right? He is a actually he is an agent. Is an agent is the right word, right? He went and introduced many people into the business, right? And everybody they was praying to him like a god, you know. Oh, he changed our life and everything. Then when come to the last part where the company shut down, they couldn't do the payment and everything. So what happened? All their close friends and everything, you know, they gather 4,000-5,000 people. And they go after this guy, you know, not after the company. After the guy, oh, he is the one who introduced us, and you know, I mean, they charge him under poker ad, right? So ultimately, I believe that people must understand, right? When come to money game, it's not only the company will be charged, even the agent who introduce other agents will be in hot soup. They must understand that.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, today's program, we want to educate people on this get-rich-quick schemes, you know, the more detail about it, so that people are fully aware of the, the downfall or the pitfalls when they want to get involved. Please, I mean, they have to be mentally prepared of what they want to expect, what they want to, like I said, you know, what do they want to expect of it, you see. Now, Puan Kala, as a matter of interest, I believe the general public will be very keen to know as well, in the KPDNHEP record, how many companies, including individuals, so far have been prosecuted and found guilty by the court, resulting in penalties being imposed.
From 2018 up to December 2020, there's about 38 cases. And out of that, 60 cases were actually taken against companies who are operating without license. And the balance of 22, the others are practically companies
licensed companies but violating the conditions of the license.
Mm-hmm.
So there are also companies who they have license but then they go against the conditions, terms and conditions of the license.
Meaning that they submit their payout or their compensation plan
Yes.
to KPNHEP, and then they practice something else.
Yes. And then some products which are not being endorsed are also being sold, or certain things which are like these, the license number should be displayed and it's not being displayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, those are things that they create an offense, and whether they are aware of it or they are not aware of it or they overlook it, that's another thing, you see. But in today's context, we are talking more into specific into the illegal Ponzi schemes where people huge amount of money are being cheated, you see, and
In 2018, we actually successfully charged. Okay, and the company was fined by the court 9 million KL Sessions Court. There was 3 charges against them. One was obviously they didn't have, and they were promoting pyramid schemes. Also, they were also charged under money laundering as well.
okay.
And at the same time, because Moonspace was too big, they had also other subsidiaries under them. So we went against also the same year under MFACE for promoting pyramids, which was known as MF Club Scheme.
MF
Club Scheme at that
Club
point.
Scheme, wow, okay.
So they were fined 7 million by the court.
So these are the high flying companies, Moonspace and what MFACE is it?
MFACE, yeah.
Okay. So this is public info, right? I mean, it was in the newspapers. This was in the newspapers. Okay. All right. I mean, these are the 2 major ones. Yeah.
And these major ones actually we put under task force as well. There was other elements involved and all, and other agencies were also
Okay.
assisting us along.
All right. Now, I mean, for the general public, I mean, this is fairly important that they are fairly aware of it. That and once again, I mean, you have taken prosecuted the company. What about the individual, the agents, like what Dato Sri said just now? Were the agents being prosecuted as well?
Usually we go for the companies and also the directors there.
The directors,
But
yes.
the agents, it depends case to case basis.
But they can be prosecuted,
Yes,
right?
they can.
In the Direct Sales Act, they can be prosecuted. But
Must.
but so far, you haven't ever really do it.
It depends, as I say. Most of the time we go against the company. If the company failed in their obligations, then yes, the company and the directors.
Okay.
But the agents, if that particular act was done by the agent solely, then yes, we go against the agent.
All right. So, for instance, like this particular company, I mean, they went down. Are they closed today, or are they still operating?
No, they are close.
Totally gone.
Yeah, totally
Totally gone. Now, what happens to those people who have invested in such a scheme? I mean, you know.
As Dato Sasikala mentioned just now, when it comes to regaining back the money, it's not within our jurisdiction. We just do the criminal part. Okay, so when it comes to money getting back, we can't do much actually. We can't assist public on this.
Okay. So that is the danger now, ladies and gentlemen. After you hearing to our 2 ladies there and also comments from Dato Sri, I think it's always you need to be very, very careful and be educated before you make any such investments. All right. Now we diverted. This is a very interesting topic today. I hope that people who are logging in will be very much aware and being informed. You cannot say you have not been informed, ladies and gentlemen. And if you see this program very, very useful, please, again, share it in the Facebook or YouTube among all your people so that less people will be victimized by this such of, a, get-rich-quick schemes. Now, what happens to those people who have invested in such a scheme? I mean, you know, are they closed today, or are they still operating?
No, they are close.
Now, what happens to those people who have invested in such a scheme? I mean, you know, are they closed today, or are they still operating? Now, Puan Kala, have you briefly explained, okay, since you are in mentioning about all those schemes, as a matter of interest, and I believe the general public will be very interested to know as well, in the KPDNHP record, all right, you can differentiate. How do you differentiate between a Ponzi scheme, illegal pyramid scheme, constitute that kind of a business versus true legitimate direct selling business?
Well, if you ask me, a true legitimate direct selling business, by virtue of the law that we have currently, it usually comes along with a product, okay, or services. So if there's no existence of product and it's purely just based on recruitment per se, and just dumping in investment, usually we don't have the jurisdiction. And even to obtain a license, usually we ask, what products are you going to sell? Whatever the agent's supposed to get, their profit or their bonuses is supposed to be based on their sales, not based on recruitment. So if you look at the law, it clearly says that there are about 10 features there. We call it this pyramid scheme. And one of the main ones is practically is talking about you recruit people, but then you don't sell any product. That means you are increasing points under you just by mere recruitment, and there's no product base. That means there's no sales. So this is one of the features under the scheme. So this will be clearly under us. But when you talk about Ponzi and money games, it's basically, it could be under Bank Negara, it could be under Securities Commission, and also PDRM. Because sometimes the investment for Ponzi and all, it could be all these love games, the Macau scam and all these kind of things, which is more investment based. Purely, they attract on captions like, like what Dato' Sri said just now, it is practically on low risk, but then high interest within a short time frame, so you get rich fast. So, but then to maintain that, usually you need high capital to sustain. You need investors to keep pumping in, because that's how they roll their money and rotate. So if they fail at one point, it will break down when people lose interest as well. So this is where I think for us, we are very clear what is direct sales. So direct sales will have to have a product with it, with the company.
But the trouble is, I mean, these illegal scams, they normally will post a product, you see, at the surface. Yes. And they say that, oh, this is a product, but they don't bother about the product so much, you see. But in order to get a license from KPD and HEP, they will tell you, oh, this is my product, whether is it a bucket of soap, or whether it's some facial thing or some supplements, and they will just post like a direct selling business, but behind they camouflage it and they are running a illegal scam.
True, what you mentioned does happen, I'm not denying it. When they submit the license, everything will be beautiful. Yeah, the marketing plan, even everything. But after some time, we let them run for about 6 months. Later, you'll find out, you will start hearing complaints, and then when you go back and actually do underground investigations, you will really see that the marketing plan actually deviated from what they have given to us in history. So at that part is practically we can actually go down already and say that you are not following what was given, and the license can be also retracted and all those things. Yeah.
So you need a very strong evidence, correct?
True. So
somebody have to complain.
Somebody have to complain. Somebody have to have proper documentation to say what was given to them. The marketing plan is actually totally different, because what we have in our record, we can always check with our licensing department. So there's no way, there's not an issue. But what was being brought forward from the complainant is the most important part. We have to have all those records, money movement, or whether there was actually products, or it's just basically just recruiting people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they even they have this thing called they buy ranks. So they have this diamond, sapphire, and all. They go just buying in bulk and just to acquire to jump the ranks.
Unfortunately, it's real unfortunate, because we keep on hearing these illegal scams. Now, whilst we are talking, there are a lot of Q&A, received from the public. All right. Now, the first question is from Mr. L.K. Tan from Bayang Lepas, Penang. Where can we report on illegal get-rich-quick scheme? Okay, that's number one. And number two, company recruiting distributors paying network commission without a direct selling license. All right, where can they do such a report? Would that cover under KPD and HEP, Puan Kala?
Actually, they can actually lodge a complaint to us, as I said earlier.
Mhm.
We will usually vet the complaint, whether after verifying, we will usually call the complainant, get further information, and whatever can be acquired first. Then from that, we'll see whether it's within us, or if it's not, then we will push it to the relevant agencies to follow through.
Okay, or they can go to KPD and HEP website,
Yeah,
for
they can
instance.
go to the website.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
can even call the Enforcement Command Center. They can call our hotline.
Is there a number that?
Okay, the number, let me see. Okay, the hotline number is 1-800-886-800.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, the number you can call is, I repeat, 1-800-886-800. Quite an easy number. All right. Now, I'm sure people like Dato Sri, you may have something to add on for LK Tan in Bayang Lepas, Penang. MDDA may be able to help out if they would like to call MDDA as well, right?
Actually, they can call MDDA. We are also ready to guide them and advise them what to do.
Yeah.
Right? And if, let's say, the company that they complain, it's one of the direct selling company with AGL license or in MDDA or whatever, then we also have our own ethic committees, right? So we will be going through this complaint and do some investigation.
Yeah.
And definitely we will get some advice from KPDN also on this, right? So they can also call us or they can email to us on the complaint.
Yeah. Of course, if you hear Dato Sri Barani's passion in this industry, right, MDDA will sure be able to help you with a guy like Dato Sri Barani sitting beside me here, okay. Now, next question is from Mr. Murugan from Titi Wangsa, Kuala Lumpur. What are the key factors that a member of the public should be wary of to differentiate between a legal MLM company and an illegal pyramid scheme or money games? Is there any clues or pertinent areas that we can notice quickly that is a scam? In other words, just to put it short, they can see a red flag or they smell something wrong. Would you like to answer that, Dato Sri? I think you are very good at that.
Right. Basically, you see, first thing they need to ask to confirm that do they have AGL license or not. That's number one, right? Are they do the company registered, and also do they have office, right? And do they have product, and all the product have been registered with Ministry of Health, NPRA, pharmaceutical and all this. So all this is something very important they need to go through, right? See, sometimes, as what I said, there are a lot of sweet talkers out there, right? They will talk sweet as though, that's why I say, they talk very sweet until they can convince anyone, right? But first, even they can say, oh, this company, they don't require AGL, right? Even there's now new trend going on, e-commerce introduction program. Said, oh, this fall under e-commerce, they don't require a direct selling license and everything, but this is what they do, okay? They come up with the e-commerce platform, right? And then they said you introduce people, you recruit members, you get this, then you get extra profit, extra bonus. You see, this kind of things, you see. So what I believe, honestly speaking, right? People need to be alert They must be in alert mode most of the time. So make sure that they need to be alert. They need to check properly before they go into the company, right?
In other words, they need to do due diligence.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I can chip in a little
Yes,
bit.
please, Dato.
When it comes to illegal investment scam, the red flag you should see is they promise you a very high return,
Yes.
which is very unrealistic and in a very short time. So those days they used to promise maybe in a month you can get very high returns. But now they can go as fast as within an hour you can get a very high return.
Oh gosh.
So these are unrealistic promises. And also another red flag is they will promise you guaranteed returns. So these some of the red flags we should see. And touching upon what Dato Sri has mentioned, they even may publish legal companies in their website, but these legal companies may not belong to the scammers. So we had a case pertaining to this, whereby in this website they put up some company names and their addresses and so on. So what the investor did was they checked up on this company. In fact, they even called up the director of this company to find out regarding the business that was being advertised. And she said that she has no knowledge about it. So you can see, even though they advertise, maybe you check in under the company's commission, yes, it's legally registered. It has its address in such a place, but it can be misused and falsely put up in the website to attract and to give wrong information to the investors.
And
Not-
there's also another one. I think we can always check the Bank Negara's website. They always update all these companies who are actually blacklisted, even though they are not charged yet, but they are already in the watch out list.
On the watch list.
So the
Right.
general public actually can go there and check on the list before they actually enter into any.
Right.
Yeah.
And one more trend nowadays, Mr. Vincent, they're using all VVIP's pictures.
Mm.
Honestly speaking, right? They go any function or whatever, they snap picture with some VVIPs and everything, and then they publish in their website that my director with this, my director with this person, right? So general public, when they go, oh, these people are with all the top guns and everything, you see, this is another trend. That's how they scam people, right?
So be careful when somebody walk to you and say, "Can I have a selfie?" You know. Yeah. Now we have another question from Mr. Lee of Bukit Mertajam, Penang. Now you see, I think Penang is the place. Yeah, I mean all these questions are coming up from Penang, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is from Mr. Lee from Bukit Mertajam, Penang. My friend lost thousands of ringgit when he joined this illegal pyramid scheme company. The representative of the company is uncontactable and the office has closed. He is not sure whether they have ran away or have been caught by the authorities. Now, is there any way they can get back the money from the operators of such a scheme? Of course, like we said, they want to get back their money. And does my friend as an investor in this company be charged as well? Is it a crime to invest in pyramid scheme? Now, which will be a better person. Dato, yeah, please.
No problem. Yeah. Normally in such a cases where investor lodges a police report and he believes he has been scammed, we normally do not charge the investor because he has deposited in order to get certain returns and it was a failure. He did not receive whatever was intended to. But we would investigate against the person who has scammed him. So sometimes, like I said, after a few years down the lane when the company has closed up and closed down and whatnot, and then later on they lodge a report, we will still open up an investigation paper if it warrants to and investigate. Probably earlier to him, there are many people who has already lodged a report against that particular company or against that person. So it doesn't matter. Even if it's closed down, they can always come forward to lodge a police report.
Okay. Now, to answer Mr. Lee's question and to take it one step further from what Dr. Sasikala has mentioned, and what we track back from what we said just now, number one is if you were to bank into any bank account, please keep that bank-in slip. Okay, make a photocopy of it if it comes out from the bank because it will fade. Right, 2 years down the road, you can't see anything of it already. Number two, who is the person you submitted your money to, get his IC or get his information details, put it in. All right, which bank is it trading, what is the name of the company, all this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Should you insist that you want to go into such a thing, and if you are going to be introducing other agents into your network, like what Dato Sasikala said and what Dato Sri have said just now, just to recap, you can be charged as well, correct? You can be charged as well. Dato Sri, anything to add? That,
I mean, that's true. Actually, the website. I mean, lot of things that they can get, so they can complain.
Yeah.
They have to come forward to complain, lah.
Yeah.
You ask me, right? But a lot of people, they don't come forward, right? When they're angry, of course they come forward. After some time, then they said it's okay lah, never mind lah, forget about it, because they're worried that they will get charged, right? So that's I mean, they should not worried lah, okay, right?
Yeah,
So they should always come forward to complain.
Okay.
To authorities.
Yeah, thanks, Dato Sri. Now, there's another victim. I think this one is, I hope he is not a victim, but Inje Rushdie from Pride, Pulau Pinang. All right. He understands one of the big money game company has been taken to court and fined maybe 5 million. I don't know if that is referring to the one you mentioned, Puan Kala. How about any jail sentence to be included to make it more severe? I think he's talking about the directors or something like that. The question from Inje Rushdie from Pride. Puan Kala, maybe. Yeah.
Usually the court will sentence, if it's a company, it's just pure fine. But if it's an individual, like a director is involved, obviously in default there's an imprisonment. But it's the discretionary of the court. We can seek for severe punishments, but then at the end of the day, the judge decides what they want to do. So if it's in default, if we can afford the fine, they will pay the fine and they won't go into the prison. But if they can't pay the fine, then the imprisonment comes into term.
Okay, okay. Now there's a last question here from Mr. John Joseph from Malacca. What actions under the law can be taken against agents or distributors of such companies without direct selling license? Maybe Puan Kala, there's more meant for you, I suppose.
When they don't have a direct selling company, usually we will charge them
Straight away.
Yeah.
And
They are
and
using the mode of direct selling, but they don't hold a valid license.
Okay.
So we will investigate for operating a business, direct selling business without a license.
so it is more of a commercial crime or a criminal crime? I mean,
Criminal, yeah, commercial.
it will be a criminal offense, right? Not just a commercial crime. Yeah. Okay. 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 Now, now the coming to Dato Sasikala. Yeah. Still, there are so many illegal scams which we have today, Dato. So, in the commercial crime division, is there any steps you can take, or are the PDRM taking any steps in order to reduce or even eradicate such activities?
Well, to eradicate, I think that's quite impossible. Due also to the introduction of the information technology, and we are now in the virtual world. Everything is being done virtually. All the communications are through virtual, whereby one need not meet a person face to face to do a transaction. Everything is done on the social media and online and the sort of things. But to control or to curtail, there is a possibility. But of course, we would need a shared responsibility from the public itself. Because like when you talk about investment scam, no one is putting a knife to your neck and imposing on you to participate in a particular scam.
Yeah.
It is done voluntarily. It's on a voluntary basis. So that as a consumer, as a citizen, you have to be prudent, you have to be wise, and you have to be aware what is taking place in that particular product that is being introduced into the market. So I would say that the police are doing two-pronged action. One is reactive and one is proactive. What I mean by reactive, when there is a police report lodged, all right, from the information given in the police report, they are able to inform us a few details. Where has that money deposited into? So we would know that this money has been deposited into a certain account. And when we talk about investment scam, many a times the scammer would not use his own bank account. He would use other individuals' bank account. And this is what we call new account holders. So what would the police do? Normally when we receive a report and we see that these bank accounts are being used, we collaborate and work very closely with the banks. So immediately we will inform the banks to either close or blacklist that particular bank account. Once that is done, this account cannot be used as a new account holder, and the scammers will not be able to use this account to entice the potential victims to bank into these new account holders. So this is, I think, one of the effective way that we are actually doing. And when we talk about new account holders, I would also like to share that if you are a new account holder, that means you would probably rent out your bank account by giving out your ATM card, or probably unwittingly, knowingly or unknowingly give out your ATM card to other people or to the syndicates. In cases like sometimes they borrow money from Along, so they give out the ATM card. Or probably they are looking for some employment, and this employment scam them by asking them to give the ATM card. So these things can happen. So these new accounts are being used by the scammers to cheat the potential victims. So what happens next is these new account holders have facilitated for the scam to take place, and they can be subjected to criminal charges as well for facilitating the crime. So I would like to remind the public out there, never rent out your bank accounts, and never give out your ATM cards to anyone, because you can be subjected. You have a legal responsibility towards your ATM card, your bank account, because it is also a property belonging to you. So what next that we take place is probably we can share in our slide. Our slide here will show this is a portal that CCID has set up. It is known as Laman Web Semak New. So remember I've told you regarding these bank accounts
Yes,
that
yes.
victims have lodged about. Alright, so the scammers normally communicate with the victims either by telephone calls and also to deposit money into the bank accounts. And this portal can serve the public pertaining to this matter, whereby they can check whether those bank accounts that these scammers have asked them to deposit the money is listed in our website, or any phone calls that the scammers use, whether it is listed in our website. By making this verification, they can avoid by falling as prey or as a victims to these scams. So this is one of our strategies. Alright. So apart from that, we also have set up our own CCID Scam Response Center, whereby the public can call in to this number 0326101559 or the same number 26101599. You can call up to this number to make verification regarding any investment that is being promoted, or if they have any information to give, or any enquiries or queries that they would like to find out about any scams, they can call up to this CCID Scam Response Center. Apart from that, we hold on please, back. Apart from that, we also have our CCID info line. Yeah, this number you can't call in, you can only message and text to this particular number 013-211-222. This number is also for you to relay any information that you have regarding any information of scams that are taking place, or any inquiries, or in fact if you have lodged any police report and you want to find out the status about your case too, you can actually text to this number. Alright, next, we also have a website here. So in this website, we normally upload the latest trend, the latest scams, the latest latest MOs that used by the scammers to update yourself regularly. Alright, that is Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah Commercial, JSTK PDRM. So I invite the public to visit our Facebook. Alright, apart from that also, the other measures that we have also taken is we scrutinize at the website, at the FB page, all those investment scams that are promoted. So we will actually verify with the relevant agencies. Say for example, in that particular website, they upload Bank Negara's logo. We will actually counter check with Bank Negara whether this particular company has a license to promote their investment and whatnot. So after making verification on the website and we find it that it is illegal, we will then lodge a police report and we collaborate with the MCMC and also to FB to pull down those websites so that whoever are serving the net may not fall trap to become a victim of those particular scammers. And apart from that also, like what Puan Kala has mentioned, there's an alert list by Bank Negara Malaysia, so any of the what you call it, investment that contravenes the Bank Negara's regulations or law, they can also surf the website to see any of those investments in the list as well. Or they also can contact SE to find out of any investment that is being offered, to find out whether it's legal or not legal. Apart from that, we have done a lot of talks, we have done exhibitions, we in fact have crawlers over the TV to create awareness to the public. So what we hope from this program, probably what you have learned which is beneficial to you, you should share out to the others so that many of them will be, we can create awareness and people will not fall as victims to these investment scams.
That's so wonderful after hearing you, Dr. Sasikala, that behind the scene, actually, PDRM and the commercial crime is doing so many things in helping and to protect, ladies and gentlemen, to protect your interest and to make sure that your money is safely kept and not being, being taken off by other people and become a victim. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Sasikala. Now, Dr. Sri, now moving back to you, how is your company affected by the illegal scams, and any suggestions from you in order to reduce or eradicate such social menace, on your point of view, okay? Because this is going to become a socio-economic problem for the country.
Okay. If you ask me how my company affect due to this, of course, I will say it, of course, my company didn't affect due to this illegal scam, because I used to educate my people. I used to educate my distributors, and I used to do a lot of training about this illegal scheme, right? So what is illegal, how to identify this is illegal or not. Until, I can use this word lah, right? I will create people with a fanatic mind where they go after people who do illegal scam lah. Right? Even if anyone come and approach them, hey, this is something good, you just put money, then you get double, triple. So basically, my people used to like really put them nicely, and they said, look here, you're doing an illegal scam, this is, they used to advise them, they used to scold them sometimes. So I used to create all my distributors in this kind of mindset lah. So basically, I can tell you that I have an army team where to really go after these illegal scam agents lah, right? So they don't give face to them, right? Because this is ultimately education. How you educate your people.
Yeah.
I always believe in education. If you educate them in the right thing, then definitely they will do the right thing to other people, right? Because if you see, a lot of people, they don't like me. Reason, lot of money game people, they really hate me. Reason why they hate me, because they always say this Datuk Sri don't like other people to come up in their life. It's not about other people to come up in their life. You fail to realize that you're killing other people, right? you are pulling other people into the system and pity, right? These people, they withdraw their EPF money, whatever the savings. Sometimes they go and mortgage their house, they invest. You say, so we need to protect all these people, you know. So I don't bother what people talk about me lah. Right? For me, you do the right thing. You be honest, you be truth, definitely you can achieve. Right?
Yeah. Wonderful. I mean, we need more people like yourself, Dato Sri. Now, Dato Sri, next thing is how about scams on Forex, on cryptocurrency, you know, especially the high number of ICO, you know, ICO, the initial crypto offerings about 2 years ago that never took off. A lot of people lost their money after they invest. Was your business affected on this as well? No.
No, definitely.
Okay, and what have you got to say about this kind of a
But if you ask me
business?
regarding this cryptocurrency, right? So crypto is just one method, payment method, that's all. But even I believe that Security Commission, right, SC, have approved 3 exchanger, okay, for the crypto, right? But they are just the exchange, they're like money exchange, right? So they're just the exchanger, right? But I don't encourage people to involve into Bitcoins and doing in a multi-level concept, right? The models of operandi, they use the multi-level concept where you put this much of Bitcoin, then you get 10% commission, then when you introduce more people, then you have left and right, you have some pairing, you will earn some income. I don't encourage that because that is illegal.
Yeah.
That is totally illegal. I don't believe in that. Right? And I believe that even today, Bill Gates was say he published some article about that. He said that Bitcoin is totally unacceptable because it is not a stable thing, right? So people, they always, there is a people behind that to play around, right, with the crypto.
Yeah, but of course, these are all different school of thoughts, I would say. Yeah, I would say cryptocurrency, there are people who think that is the future.
Right.
There are people who think that it is wrong, you know. I mean, the illegal, what shall I say, it become money laundering currency or things like this. But we never know. We have to yet to see, because I think Bitcoin today, before the program, I went to check and see, because for this program, Bitcoin today is 55,000 US dollars, one coin, you know. And from what I understand is that,
You know,
well, Bitcoin is not wrong, I mean, so to speak, in that sense. Even though a lot of people talk about that and talk about China, for instance. They say that China banned cryptocurrency. China never banned cryptocurrency. You can still use Bitcoin to buy cars, to buy, you know, as an exchange, you see, as part of one. But it's not fiat currency, that's all, you see. So there's a lot of misunderstanding. But what you say is correct. Where people use it as a you know, multi-level, you know, to sponsor people using whatever coin, be it Bitcoin or whatever coin, as a product. You know, and even Forex is the same thing. When you know, they call a lot of money in and get people involved in Forex, you see. Maybe Dato, you have something to add on that just now. Yeah, one more thing. Okay.
Even Bank Negara published, I think last February they published something about this Bitcoin. They was warning the public, right, not to involve into this Bitcoin, and they said that Bitcoin got no legal tender, right, and make sure that you all don't go simply involved into Bitcoin and all these. I think people can Google and can get some info about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be educated when you go into anything new, okay? You know, and of course there is also this blockchain technology, which is very new, okay? If it is something, new technology is decentralized, so if you want to get into something new, please get yourself educated first, okay? Now, Dr. Sasikala, of course, just now we were talking before the program about Forex, correct? About how people use Forex to make money, and how they is there any way that people can be scammed in Forex?
Well, Forex is also one mode of investment scam, but now we see the current trend is most of the promotion or what is being introduced or scam is as regards to Forex scams. That means they would entice the victim to show that some trade is going on and how the fluctuations goes and how easily you can make money from this forex. But actually it is just a show. Behind the scene there is actually no forex trade at all. So people are drawn in, or people are attracted to see testimonials of others of how much money they have made from this forex investment. So it's just another gimmick done by the scammers. And so the current trend now is on a forex investment because it doesn't involve products. It's so easy. You just show the victims how the forex trade is being traded just on your laptop. So as you can see, it's like it's make-believe. It's so true, yes, it's taking place and people are making money. So once you go in, you trade, yeah. So for the beginning, perhaps for the first or the second time, you will be getting your returns. But when you keep on putting it more, and that is bye-bye to you. You will not get any of your investment that you have put in.
Yeah.
So this is how they do it, and it's also like what you have mentioned. It's just rolling, you know, when they entice people, attract people to join in. When many join in, how do they pay the return? They pluck from here and they pay to another. So that is how the system works. There is actually no trade whatsoever.
Yeah.
But like when you mentioned about crypto, yeah, the payment mode has changed. These days they may ask you to pay through cryptocurrency. So they create an e-wallet for you. So when you look at the e-wallet, oh yeah, you have made money and there's money in your e-wallet. But you tend to become greedy. You do not want to take out your money as yet because you saw the profit is so high and it's so good. So you dump in more money. And as you dump in and later on you say, now it's time for me to take out all my money. And then you see, oh, you can't withdraw your money from the e-wallet. What happened next? And next it closes down and that goes, your money goes to.
Yeah. So please, ladies and gentlemen, take stock of what Dato Sasikala have mentioned and what Dato Sri have said. Educate yourself, be very, very careful with your hard-earned money. Because like what Dato Sri said, most things are too good to be true. Just too good to be true. Now, Puan Kala, now moving to you. From the Ministry of Domestic Trade point of view, what are areas that you think MDDA can participate to help your enforcement division? You know, because of these illegal scams are hitting hard in the activities, you know, how can we collaborate? You know, with of course with Dato Sri here, you know, how we want to collaborate to see what are the differentiations between a true and legitimate direct selling operation versus illegal scams. How do you want to work together?
I think we really appreciate if MDDA can actually share any information, so that you have, regarding of any suspicious, activities or companies which is actually doing this kind of schemes, and pass it towards us. And besides that, we also appreciate if MDDA can actually give us feedbacks to any new development regarding the industry itself, whereby in this case, maybe we have to even enhance the current law that we have to tackle all these issues. Those kind of inputs and feedbacks will help us to keep the law updated, at least to assist the current need of the industry.
I think there are a few laws that are going to be updated, right? The Direct Sales Act 1993 is going to be updated and things like this. Now, Dato Sri, any comments from you on the MDDA point of view in this collaboration with the KPD and HEP?
Yeah, actually, we are looking forward to work with KPD and HEP and also PDRM, right? If let's say we can form a task force, because ultimately any complaints, right? When any complaints about any illegal scheme or pyramid scheme or any companies or whatever, right? So we still have to go through a public channel complaint, right? When we go through public channel complaint, of course the vetting through, so they vet through, then they check, then the complaint will be routed to people, right? So I was thinking, why not like KPDN can really look into this, right? To come up with a task force, right? Where MDDA, we can be part of the task force, and the complaint will be directly to the KPDN itself, enforcement department itself, instead of going through other channels, you see. So I think that will make that will be more easier. Number one. Number two, the info will reach more faster, right? And of course KPDN, we are the industry players, right? So we can really help KPDN or PDRM to get more info, all the evidence or whatever, right? To go after them, right?
So MDDA can be the ears and the eyes, you know, for KPDN, HEP, and also perhaps for PDRM as well. Yeah. Now, as we are coming to the last few minutes of the program, one pertinent question that has been commonly been asked and to our DCP Dato Sasikala here, how do the various authorities work together when a scam involving millions, you know, is being reported by the various authorities? I mean, Bank Negara, SSM, KPDN, HEP, and the Royal Malaysian Police Commercial Crime. I mean, there must be some collaboration. How? I mean, just to explain a little bit, enlighten us. How does it work out?
There is a very good collaboration between all the agencies, and there is an agency called National Financial Criminal Center, whereby all the enforcement agencies are members of these agencies. And if there are any cases, not only scams, but if there are any cases of involving millions of ringgits, or it's too intricate or too complex to be handled, so normally these cases are brought up to this center and being discussed, and a lead agency will be appointed to oversee the whole investigation, and all the agencies who are also members will assist in their respective ways. So that is how we collaborate and work together. It involves a number of agencies in certain cases.
Okay, now Dato, can you come again, please? The National Financial
Criminal Center.
Okay, National Financial Criminal Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please take note of that, where all the agencies work together. So the scammers, or so to speak, you know, can be charged to court. All right, that is how the collaboration.
The public need not worry about this NFCC, because they can come to us. They lodge the report to us, but we take up the matter to NFCC.
Okay, so in other words, there's only one agency that you need to go to, and most likely it's either KPDN, HEP, or PDRM. Yeah, because KPDN, HEP is also involved in this NFCC, correct? Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Now, Puan Kala, do you have anything to add on this NFCC?
There's nothing much, as Dato has mentioned. There are several agencies actually under the NFCC. So whatever involves this kind of scam is practically to trace all these assets and money going out of the country. So it's more of to take care of the whole thing. So this is the organization where they brought it up, and it's legally established actually. So we are all parties and members to it. So when there is a case, as Dato has said earlier, we will bring it forward to them, and they will follow through. But there will be a task force if it involves other agencies and all.
When you mentioned, Puan Kala, about outflow of money out of the country, one thing that strikes my mind is inland revenue. Okay, is in any case the inland revenue is involved in this NFCC? I mean, they are also the authority that takes care of the kitty of the country. You know, lots of money it comes from them. Okay, and we want to prevent the outflow, unnecessary outflow, especially where AMLA comes in. You know, is there any way that or any intention of bringing in inland revenue? Will they be part of NFCC?
Where it's necessary, but when we talk about money going out, like for PDRM, we have the AMLA, like as mentioned, the Anti-Money Act, to take care regarding any laundering that goes over to another country.
Oh, so you are using the AMLA into money exiting the country. Okay, good point, because it strikes to me, and I'm sure listening in, ladies, and some of you may be thinking, hey, why, is the inland revenue involved as well? Okay. Now, Dr. Sri Barani, the last few minutes, from your experience on this, on a private sector point of view, with all these authorities coming together, you have anything to add?
I mean, actually they are doing a good job, I can say that, right? Because they are really protecting the public, right? But one thing, like kita jaga kita, so I mean the public have to take care of themselves also, right? Because they know it is an illegal thing, they know it's a pyramid scheme, but still the public, with the full awareness, they go and involve. So make sure kita jaga kita not only for COVID, but also when it comes to illegal pyramid scheme. They have to take care of themselves, right? Like how PDRM and KPDN, the enforcement agencies, are really putting their hard work, their effort to take care of these matters, to take care of the public, right? So I hope that public, please take care of yourself when it comes to any illegal pyramid scheme or any money game or anything too good to be true.
Well spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Now, time is not in our favor, and my apologies as we are running out of our scheduled time, but I'm sure those who are tuning in today will find this information shared, and it's very enlightening, and hence, please choose wisely. All right, like what Dato Sri said, kita jaga kita, even when we are helping each other in this COVID-19, we have to help each other and not going to be scammed. All right, when we are approached by someone who promotes something like a direct selling business and asking you to invest. Now, the word invest is a no-no in direct selling. Okay, into any schemes or with high profit and something that you don't need to do. And in Bahasa Malaysia, in the Malay language, we always say, duduk diam-diam dapat duit, the 5D principle, is too good to be true. It's too good to be true, all right? Now, well, I hope that you can share as much as possible today's program and our past 4 programs to your friends, okay, leading to this. And like we said, normally, when easy come, easy go, like what Dato Sri said. And once again, my sincere thanks to our guest today, Dato Sri Dr. Barani. Of course, he is our Superman, by the way. Without him, we won't be in this wonderful studio. All right. And our special guest, Puan Kala, and our Iron Lady, DCP, Dato Sasikala. Thanks to all of you again for being here today. All right. Your sharing has been wonderful, particularly the information that you are sharing with all the slides and the people. I hope they have gained a lot of information. And not forgetting, of course, the people who are logging in today. Thank you so much for supporting this program. Please, again, remember to share this Straight Talk series to all your friends or your family members and doing them a favor by doing so. So till then, ladies and gentlemen, till our Straight Talk series number 6, which is coming along. Till then, take care, stay safe, kita jaga kita. Till then, bye-bye. And there will be a video, Plan B video coming up to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. See you again. See you next time. Take care.
Now it's time to build a business from home.
We are a nation at war with invisible forces.
News concerns over the coronavirus outbreak, and once again they are affecting the stock market.
The situation we are now facing is unprecedented in history.
We have a hope that is actually looking into the vaccine.
Start with breaking news. Wall Street is about to close any minute now. The Dow collapsing.
Just stay at home.
Those special times when countries are in lockdown, air travel is banned and even borders are closed, many people are looking for possibilities to generate an income from home. Does a home business really exist? Can you make a living with a laptop and a phone? And would it be worth it during a crisis like now? Will it still work when the situation is over? Yes, it will. Because it has for more than 100 years. This $200 billion industry is called network marketing.
beautiful about network marketing is you get all the benefits of being an owner without all the headaches and without the same level of risk. I'm a big fan of network marketing, always have been, and you continue to grow your skill set.
So I'm a tremendous believer in network marketing, and I'm a great believer in entrepreneurs.
The reason Kim and I endorse network marketing is because unemployment keeps going through the roof, wages keep coming down. That's why we endorse it.
They are possibilities. They are opportunities. Are you prepared? What is your plan B?